Hey everyone, hope you're having an amazing day. It's Code Karen. Welcome to r/Entitled Parents, where we have two incredible stories. If you're new to this channel, a sub would be great. Let's jump to the stories. Our first story is, Entitled Mother Wants Me to Stop Treating My Young Adult Children as Adults. So a little backstory is in order. I have two young adult children living at home, ages 18 and 19. They both work and go to college. I trust my kids. I trust their decision-making skills. When they graduated high school and turned 18, new rules went into place. No curfew. Just call me and let me know if you're going to be out all night so I don't worry. You can call me at any time for a pickup. No questions asked. Just don't be stupid and drink and drive. Yes, your significant other can sleep over or come over for the weekend. Just let me know what's going on. Pay a small rent during the summer when you're working full-time, and pay your part of the car insurance. You have your chores, I have mine. We all work together. I tell them if they are being a-holes and they listen. In turn, I will listen to them. There's very little fighting or arguing in my house. This is their time to spread their wings and learn how to be responsible adults, and have me as a safety net. Lately, one of my kids' significant others have been spending a lot of time over my house. He is here pretty much all the time. 2 days ago, I got a phone call from a number I didn't recognize, and I answered it. It was my daughter's boyfriend's mother. Me. Hello? Entitled Mother. You need to tell my kid he isn't allowed over your house anymore. Me. Who is this? Entitled Mother. This is Tommy's mother. Me. I already know where this is going. Oh, Tommy's mom. I have to say you have raised a great kid. He is always polite and respectful. In fact, Entitled Mother, look, I don't care what you think about my kid. He is never at home. He isn't spending any time with me. Me. Okay, there isn't much I can do about that. Entitled Mother, yes there is. Tell him he can't come over to your house anymore. I want him home. And you set a bad example for my son. Your daughter has no curfew, and I am sick and tired hearing how nice it is at your house. I miss him and want him home. Me, speaking very lowly and basically growling into the phone. Are you done yelling at me? Entitled Mother. Nothing. I think I stunned her into silence. Me, I will take that as a yes. Do you trust the way you raised your son? Entitled Mother. What? Me. It's a simple question. Do you trust the way you raised your son? Entitled Mother. Of course I do. What does that have to do with anything? Me. Do you trust him to make good decisions? Entitled Mother. Yes, of course. She is starting to calm down now. Me. Mother to mother, I know things are not okay at your house right now. Her husband drinks a lot. I am trying to give your child a safe place when things are not okay at your house. She starts to cut me off at this point, but I won't let her. It's not your fault. Entitled Mother. Silent. Me. He throws your son out for days at a time sometimes, doesn't he? Entitled Mother. Yes. I can hear her choking back the tears. Me. Do you need someone to talk to? Would you want to go out to lunch? That way you can feel safer knowing whose house your son is at, and that he is safe. Entitled Mother. That would be okay. We were on the phone for about an hour after that. What started out as an entitled mother was just a scared woman feeling very, very alone. Sorry there wasn't any righteous retribution, but I think it turned out okay. I'm going to try and get 19-year-old Tommy's curfew changed from 10 p.m. to midnight, and maybe he can stay over for a weekend. Our second story is, Entitled Mother Lets Her Kids Steal My Blind Cane. So a bit of a backstory. I am a 28-year-old woman who just recently went fully blind. When I was a teenager, I volunteered with my local youth group to help rebuild Mississippi after Hurricane Katrina, and while down there, I picked up a fungal parasite called histoplasmosis that over a decade migrated to my eyes and slowly caused blindness. I've been totally blind for about a year now, so I'm pretty new to it, but I digress. When I first went blind, I barely left the house and was afraid to go in public. I felt like everyone was staring at me, and in all honesty, I barely knew what I was doing. The transition had been difficult, and I didn't have any support group to teach me. One day, my husband asks if I can take an Uber down to the bank and deposit a rent check, and I reluctantly agree. While out, he messages me and reminds me that we're out of a few crucial groceries. There was a Walmart grocery literally across the street from the bank, so I figure everything in life is an experience, and I'll have to learn how to shop alone eventually, so why not? Everything was fine at first, and I was only grabbing a few things, so I didn't need a cart. I was using my cane and what little echolocation skills I had at the time to get around, but was still bumping into things as we blind tend to do sometimes. My cane suddenly hit something a bit softer, and I figure maybe I had whacked someone's leg and apologize. Cue entitled kid and entitled mother. Me. Shoot, I'm sorry. Entitled mother. Hey, you just hit my son. Me. I'm so sorry, ma'am. I didn't see him there. Entitled mom begins yelling. How could you not see him? He's clearly right here. Now I'm fully blind, but I don't wear sunglasses. Mostly because I can't afford a good UV blocking pair, but also I'm not ever looking for pity or to play the part of a generic blind person. I just want to be treated like a normal person, but I do understand her confusion as blindness is a spectrum, so I try to calmly explain. Me. Ma'am, I'm blind. I can't see anything, let alone your son. That's why I have to use the cane, so I can get around without, she cuts me off. If you're blind, why aren't you wearing big sunglasses? Now, as a blind person, I get a lot of stupid questions, but I understand a lot of them are just people who don't know better, so I try to happily answer as many as I can. Me. Those are really expensive, around $200 for a good pair, and I really don't need any inside. Entitled mother. You're not blind, you're faking it. Here is where my blood starts to boil. I can't think of any reason someone would want to pretend to be blind. It's an actual hell, and nothing angers me more than when someone calls me a liar when I'm not. Just as I'm about to respond, I feel a tug, and before I blink, I realize this little demon spawn has snatched my $100 cane from my hands. For those of you who don't understand, that's like if you're shopping and suddenly the power goes out and you can't see a single light. Without my cane, I can barely move at all without crashing into anything. My voice gets shaky as I begin to panic. Please give that back. I really do need it. Entitled mother. No, you don't, you liar. My son deserves to play with this more than you. I hear her shuffle away and my expensive cane cracking into metal displays and such as they leave. I start crying and waving my arms in front of me to grab onto something, anything, ended up crashing and falling into a center aisle display, making a loud scene. Without fail, I somewhat curl up into a ball and cry. I'm alone in public, in the dark, and I have no idea what to do. Suddenly, I feel a hand on my shoulder and a man's voice. We'll call him AG for awesome guy. Asks if I'm okay and to stay right here. I do, but begin to at least sit up and listen. This man must have been tall and built like a tank, because his footsteps sounded like a giant, and I felt a suction of wind when he took off. Maybe about 30 or 40 feet away, I hear this loud bellowing, like an angry lion, and a loud crash. Then, before I know it, the man is back and helping me to my feet. He takes my hand and puts my cane into my palm, and helps me pick up the items I dropped when I fell into the display. Me, wiping tears from my cheeks. Thank you. Thank you so much. I didn't know how to handle that. Awesome guy. Don't worry about it. Some people are just monsters. This guy restored my faith in humanity and even helped me finish shopping and helped me out of the store. As we're leaving, I can hear the familiar screeching of entitled mother. Something about awesome guy, grabbing the cane and pulling hard, flinging her little devil child into a shopping cart. I don't know if she was exaggerating or not, but it would explain the crash I heard. It's easy to feel alone in a world without sight, but even through the sheer terror of being stripped of my cane, at least I know now that there are people willing to stand up for me when I need it. Wow, lots to think about with these two stories. Which story affected you more? Comment below.